take another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. Did that splash, did that drill. Yeah, champion, yeah, we here. Yeah, this the winning team. 6 rings with a pinky ring. Everybody used to...
Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And off we go in Madden Ultimate Team. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. So that'll back them up 5. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. And that'll set them back 5. Successive penalties have them looking now at a 1st and 20. Finding room at the 30. He's got daylight. 20, 10, 5. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down. The defense very fooled on that play. He could have handed that ball off. He made a very good decision to keep it.
One word comes to mind watching that play. Confusion. Because you're exactly right. The defense, where's the ball? Where'd he go? And boy, did he take off and fly.
Be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for 1st and goal. They run out of the shotgun with Mostert. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
They'll run with Mostert. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Taking it in from a yard out. And Washington takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. 3 plays already in the end zone. That was quick.
We always talk about offenses understanding what they want to do before they go into a game, and they practice it. They have their script and the plays they want to open with. But defenses aren't just reactive. They have their own ideas as well. These ideas didn't get implemented very well. 3 plays and a touchdown already scored against them.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. Now from 5 yards further back, this becomes a 37-yard extra point attempt.
It's good, and Washington will take a 7-0 lead.
Makes this Washington 7. Our home team.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
This will make it into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage.
In on the tackle. A 1-yard loss brings up 2nd and 16 at the 17-yard line.
Some room at the 30, and he's going to get this all the way up to the 30-yard line. Well executed there on 2nd down, so do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a 2nd time.
And he's got room, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 16 yards, a little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It's Khalil Mack, the All-Pro, in there to get him behind the line.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
This time, Jackson will throw it. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
He's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun. And he's going to be swallowed up. sacked back at the 45-yard line.
Big DeMarcus Lawrence getting in there and bringing him to the ground.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Well, that, my friend, I guess is the definition of a head-scratcher. 4th and long, this stage of the game. What were they doing?
I just have to believe that he looked at the situation, still in the first half, decided if there was a time to be aggressive, now was it, because there's still time to make up for it if things don't go right. Of course, a lot of questions on this one, and look, I want to go for it as much as anyone.
But 4th and long?
Yeah, I don't think I would have there. That one seemed a little bit on the irrational side.
Fans might be a little angry at that one.
A game there of 30 big ones.
Normally we're talking about a quarterback duel where they're matching each other pass for pass. How about the footwork in this one? Both of these guys running the ball well.
Yeah, they mixed in the run game. You're exactly right. Now, both coaches might not like how much their quarterbacks have taken off, but another example right there of just good mobility.
A loss of
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 20-yard line.
To throw on 2nd down, Cunningham.
That's complete to Mostert out of the backfield.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
It's a gain of 6.
It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. Here's Cunningham from the gun.
That's caught by his running back, Raheem Mostert.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown.
Raheem Mostert. He scored on the ground and through the air. And Washington going to add on to their lead.
CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. Crosby with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Tyler Lockett now with a return.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Take over. 1st down and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st.
Good.
It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Well, switching gears for a second. Look, Charles, we know it's part of the game, but injuries, again, a big story in Week 5. Most notably, of course, Dak Prescott. Pretty severe ankle injury that's going to keep him out the remainder of the season. And that's really just the latest in what has been a tough year already. Gosh, you could probably build an all-pro team, Charles, with some of the guys who have gone down.
Yeah, an all-pro team, and at worst, a Pro Bowl team, because you're talking about names like Saquon Barkley with the New York Giants, Cortland Sutton with Denver, Marlon Mack, Indianapolis, Nick Bosa, San Francisco, all of them injuries that have them lost for the year. Michael Thomas got hurt in the season opener with New Orleans. We haven't seen him since. Nick Chubb with Cleveland on IR. Christian McCaffrey with Carolina. They've all missed significant time, so it's been a tough year for injuries. Some teams are playing around them better than others, and we'll see how it goes the rest of the year, but we wish all these guys who are hurt a speedy recovery.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And snapped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. Jackson now. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Saquon Barkley in the final seconds of the first half. And his guys are able to make this a close game again. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2.
For the field goal. A 52-yard attempt.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. This still a 1-possession game, 8 points the difference as we resume action on EA Sports. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
His guys take over 1st and 10 at their own.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. On 2nd down, here's Barkley, and he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
On 3rd down, Jackson. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield.
Jackson's pass.
And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain.
Got that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
10 at the 40-yard line.
This play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. Now on 2nd and 13. Jackson, and he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. The number 1 pick, Myles Garrett, coming in to drop him. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays. Escaping the pressure right. To Barkley on the check down. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And now they're going to go for it. This isn't 4th and inches. This is 4th and 14. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. That's to his running back, complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there.
The ball carrier.
Corey Littleton there on the tackle.
At the 45-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
On 2nd down, this is Jackson. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
The ball carrier.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
6-yard line.
He'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now in Baltimore. It's Washington with the football and the lead as we start the 4th. From the gun, a run with Mostert. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Quickly into the hands of Beckham.
Another nice pickup through the air situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
The ball carrier.
Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. They'll try and run here with Mostert. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they search for what, and he'll take this in. And Washington is able to stretch their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now Crosby for the point after. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-6.
Makes this Washington 21. Our home team 6. Crosby set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now Jackson on first down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Deion Sanders, the Hall of Famer, with a pick. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick six for a Washington touchdown.
Touchdown, Washington.
That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Extra point try now for Crosby. And it's no good. No, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is.
Mason Crosby set to kick off.
Pick six, and now the kick is away. And a mistake, a surprising mistake there in the kicking game as he sends that one out of bounds. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. From the gun, Jackson. Flush to his right. It's complete. He's got Gronk. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's a gain of 31 with right around 1 minute to go in the quarter. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. Now a desperation throw. And this is caught inside the 5. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. And now he'll tuck it and run. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally. But here comes the onside kick. And this will be recovered by Washington, and that should just about do it. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted.
Picked off by the linebacker, Corey Littleton. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, this is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after...
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Jair Alexander, and that will write a finish to this ball game. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. One last shot for Jackson, eluding the pressure right. And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win him the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
Well, this defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number one.
It should be number one, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone.
Well, at least at the very end, there's something to take away. They lost the game, but got in the end zone, got a 2-point conversion as well. I don't know, though. In the end, you still lost the football game.
You still lost the game, but maybe they were just capitalizing on the flurry at the end, right? You scored the touchdown, keep the momentum going, go for 2. Maybe they're working on something for down the road. As you said, it doesn't matter. You lose the game, but you finish with a touchdown and a successful 2-point
Some
conversion.
sort of a building block.
Yeah, something.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Baltimore, so long, everybody.
She right got me.
That boy on the beat, so you gotta go berserk.
Okay. Sometimes you need a friend, not the ones that just show up and don't put nothing in. You know the ones that lend their hand and want to see you win. When you come up on that lick, make sure you cut them in. And then, sometimes you need a foe, one to keep your eyes open. But I can't go, no I can't go. And whoa, sometimes I need a check. Not the sneakers, but the ones that make you want to step. You change name, how about your respect? Getting more than what I get, expecting nothing better. In fact, you know, I sat down with my accountant, he said I got good news and I got bad news. Okay. I said, what's the good news? He said, the good news is you made a lot. I said, what's the bad news? The bad news is you spent more. Okay. Look, sometimes you need the faith, sometimes you need to know your worth, sometimes you need to wait. Shoot like the golden boy, but in front of the bay. You can't negotiate with Drake, you gon' have to pay. But wait, jugging on the main stage, with the mainframe, loosen up your face, baby. Sometimes I need a vacate, meditate, hydrate, protect my energy before engagement.
Grew up having nothing, you're labeled impatient. But once the boss made it, you're labeled amazing. Meticulous with words, such a force of nature. I don't wanna seem absurd, but that boy's a gangster. Focusing on me, way from Tel Aviv. Barbados with the hustle pockets, LIDs. Distinctive destinations, all I wanna see. Oceanfront residences, 3 different ones a week. cause I deserve that. It's time to learn that. Mess around and put that thing up where your permit. 6 figures every year, yeah, I earn that. At the front of this line is where my turn at.
Sometimes you need a friend, not the ones that just show up and don't put nothing in. You know the ones that lend their hand.
Here's a punter, Thomas Morstead, to get this one started. And we are underway from Cincinnati. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
This is Saquon Barkley. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down. They go play action now. Jackson.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Flushed out right. And he's going to keep it here. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Tackle made at the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd down.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson escaping the pressure right. And his throw is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time. And it's 3rd and 5.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. Throwing on 1st down. It's Jackson. That is caught at the 7. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 26 yards. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. And Jackson throwing once more. That's caught at the 1. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful.
Home team, nothing.
And they've got it. They recovered it. Wait, hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. So they hit the ball before it went 10 yards. I know that's tough, but you got to stay disciplined.
It is difficult because you're so eager to go get the football. It's that type of a play, but you're exactly right. You have to have the discipline to let it go 10 first.
Sliding out of the pocket. And on the catch, it's Andre Johnson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try and get it in with Sherman, the fullback. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd and goal.
One quarter down, 8-0 the score.
With the score, Ravens 8. Our home team, nothing.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, Jackson. And this will be a touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And his guy's now just a 2-point conversion away from tying us up. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with the touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later.
And he's got this down to the 35. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends. But you would think.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Tyreek Hill, 35 yards. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion.
Push him back. Push him back.
Here's Jackson. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. Well, split the difference, and they're right where they would have been with 2 PATs. They got the 2-point conversion the first time. They failed there.
Interesting, isn't it? Because the first time you go after your first score, that feels like a gamble. The second time when they tried it again, that felt like, what the heck, right? Because, as you said, even if you miss it, you split the difference, and you're right on schedule at 14 points.
And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. From From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he's going to get stopped up quickly.
Number 20,
Give him a yard down to the 43.
The tackle by
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. Past the 20. 10. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown.
touchdown, Ravens.
Yes, the old tip drill works to perfection there.
You're bringing back great memories. Used to love that drill. And a lot of times in practice, you work on it not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while, to have an awareness and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support and end up in the opposite end zone.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski was an interception.
Different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a three-syllable word.
Yeah.
You want to get it right down and go. Oski is really the preferred word.
Oski. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
9-yard line.
On first down, it's Alexander. And he'll get 2 or 3 out of that one, as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
Corey Littleton.
A gain of 3, second down.
A pickup of 3.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. It's a gain of 34.
You can feel the effort all the way up here. He tried his best to get there. Didn't quite make it, but down around the 2-3 yard line. You gotta love the effort, and especially the big play that gave his offense a great opportunity.
He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd
And that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
Again with a fullback Sherman. And he's not going to push his way forward. He's going to be stopped at the 2-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Jackson will keep it. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on 4th. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. They go for it on 4th and goal, but that winds up incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Ravens come up big down at their own goal line.
turnover on down.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, what's the plan of attack here? Very late 2nd quarter, and look where the ball is.
Yeah, bad spot for you. But the defense has all 3 timeouts. So what you're telling your team is ball security number 1. It's not all on the running backs if you decide to run the football. That offensive line has got to protect them and wedge out some space because you can't just kneel. They take 3 timeouts. They're going to get the ball back in good field position with a chance to put points on the board. You got to try and get a first down and run out this first half.
And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7.
Complete to Saquon.
Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. This time they stay on the ground, and they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Here we go on 4th down with Jackson. This is caught. It's Cooks. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Throwing is Jackson. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And now off to the races down the right side. It's a touchdown. Well, you don't want to coach him, Charles, to stay in the pocket on every play, but I guess that's the danger of getting outside of the pocket, extending a play, and making a bad throw. Turns into 6 points the other way.
Yeah, sometimes when you get outside the pocket, your vision actually gets obscured a little bit, or you narrow it down too much, and you don't see all the defenders in the area.
And it's good. The deficit 6, 20-14. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. And this one won't bounce their way. It's covered up by the hands team. A gutsy call there. Yates at the locker room with a lead. Tried the onside kick. It didn't work.
And you just wonder what the gain was there. They're already in the lead. They were in control of the game. They may have given momentum now to their opponent and maybe kick-started things going in the opposite direction.
Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Jones. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
On 2nd down, it's Alexander. And he's going to be down close to a first down at the Ravens 32.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Now throwing on first down and completing it. Touchdown! Justin Jefferson, 32 yards. And his guys are an extra point away now for taking the lead. And that is the definition of yards after catch. They go short on the pass, and the receiver does the rest.
Seems so harmless, doesn't it? To throw it underneath, a short pass like that. But boy, it gets dangerous in the hands of the right receiver as he makes a move and takes it the distance.
Extra point by Anderson, up and good. And that will put them on top here in the 3rd. And they've got it. They recovered it. They hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. Well, they were a little too excited to get the football, touched it before it went 10 yards.
And that's so difficult, isn't it? Because sometimes you can just take a bad hop and veer into your lane or into your body. In this case, though, they touched it before 10. Illegal touching is the call.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
Incomplete.
So 2nd and 10, 3rd quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Queen City of Cincinnati. Eluding the pressure right. And going deep for Hill. Got a man, it's caught. For a Ravens touchdown. Tyreek Hill. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here. So have retaken the lead. Now it's Jackson. And that is caught for the 2 points. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense, that's 2 points for them. But he identified an open target and put it right on him.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
They'll take over.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
On 2nd and 7, Jackson. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas.
Complete to Michael Thomas. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 2.
try and pick it up. This is Anthony Sherman. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
Let's give credit to the defense. They got plenty of bodies to the point of attack and stuff the run. But I just wonder if the offensive line let down a little bit, knowing that the big guy was getting the ball, and they just expected him to pick up a first.
They'll try and throw for it here. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. Buying time to his left. He's going to take off with it. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. And now Jackson will look to throw it. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
You know, Lamar Jackson last season, the first NFL quarterback with 3,000 or more passing yards and 1,000 or more rushing yards in the same season.
And we see both of those talents on display here today. We just saw another completed pass. And everyone knew coming out of college he could run the ball. But for some reason, we didn't analyze it throwing the way we should have. I think every time he completes a pass, he says to himself, take that, evaluators. You guys really missed the boat on me.
And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trip. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. From 3 yards out. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury. And it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. And he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. And able to get this out to the 25.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails because they had it going pretty good last time too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally brought down at the 38. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
The 38-yard line.
A run there on 1st down and a pretty good one at 5 yards. So make it 2nd and 5.
Taken down at the 30.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
It's not easy playing the corner, is it? A lot of times you got to defend against the pass, but sometimes you have to play against the run. How about the job he did there, crashing inside to make that tackle for a loss?
Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. This time, Jackson will throw it. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. Now the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Boy, an incredibly aggressive move to go for it there. Game-tied 4th quarter. You got to be surprised.
I am, and I know that we're in a new era of football where we look at the analytics sometimes, and a lot of the time, the analytics tell you to go for it, right? But do the analytics take into account game situation, where we are, all those things? In this situation, I thought it was an incredibly aggressive play.
It didn't work out, and again, tie game 4th quarter makes this thing a little bit more interesting. Now another timeout called for by the offense as he'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. Now Jackson. Over the middle, complete. It's Gonzalez. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 37-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. Throwing now is Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. So everything rests on the left foot of the great Morton Anderson. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So everything rests on the left foot of the great Morton Anderson. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. 4 quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Block at the return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
These guys take over 1st and 10. At their own.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play.
2nd and 5.
Jackson now off the bootleg. He'll buy some time right. He'll try and run it. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look.
They'll roll him out right. Now he'll pull it down. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Well, the pressure just couldn't get to him that time. They forced him out to his right, but he held his poise, surveyed the field, didn't find anything he liked, and then took off and picked up a nice gain.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
And the pressure gets to him again. In that time for the sack, say hello to Chandler Jones. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Just a 25-yard punt. Not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he'll lose yardage on this one, back to the 13. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
But sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
Now what can Jackson do here in overtime? Flush to his right. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Our final score.
Still catching our breaths from that electric finish. You get into overtime, that's one thing. It was a great 4 quarters. But then in OT, not only to win it, but to win it on a defensive score. Wow.
Oh, definitely. And I think from now on, we're going to definitely travel someone who can help us because I thought I was going to pass out at the end. Not just getting to the overtime, but the plays in overtime that led to this one, and to finish it on a defensive touchdown, a takeaway that gets into the end zone. I'm not rooting for anyone, but boy, I love to see games finish that way.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Cincinnati.
Irresponsible without your money, I'm not. Thought he had a plan, but we gon' foil his plot. Heard him sneaking in, so we just ran in the spot. And then we spin the block around just like the hands on the clock. Oh, you're irresponsible without your money, I'm not. Thought he had a plan, but we gon' foil his plot. Heard him sneaking in, so we just ran in the spot. And then we spin the block around just like the hands on the clock. Come like a bat of the hell, I dare you to cross like a reverend. In my energy paralyzed, I'm like I'm finger 11. Take a second, I'm finna send it like a parent a message to the best. If it ain't me, then you need you a confession, you a mess. You ain't scary to me. Heard you was a leader, but that ain't apparent to me. Put dust on you, a cheetah, run up down the air in the scene. I feel just like Vegeta Prince, and I'm an heir to the seat. I mean, for real. Touch the driver's side so I don't even grab the wheel. That's on my chest, but it don't mean the man is stealing. Man, I'm walking with some money, man, I mean a couple mil. Ew, think you need a man. You don't even eat while I'm feasting in the field. That's why I'm always cheesing, cause I feel like Uncle Phil. And all this loose think the freshman ain't half the man as well. Are you irresponsible without your money or not? Thought he had a plan, but we gon' foil his plot. Heard him sneaking in, so we just ran in the spot. And then we spin the block around just like the hands on the clock. Are you irresponsible without your money or not? Thought he had a plan, but we gon' foil his plot. Heard him sneaking in, so we just ran in the spot. And then we spin the block around just like the hands on the clock. Just like the hands on the clock, I go back to back when I'm doing numbers. All the mad that I'm driving the bus, so they threw me under. Heard they mad, they don't wanna bust, so they boo each other. Think that they're the winning team, go losing, then they choose another. And that's okay, cause I'm competing with me, not you. I live with blessings like I can't stop sneezing, not you. I hate to break it, but me and myself top two. I blow away the competition like a bowl of hot soup. And there's no catch. I go and get the bag and I'm not bringing it back. I'm like a down QB, I put the pain in the past. Whoever had a problem, promise I didn't ask. So it's 444 in the car, my dash. Shake a big, told them all, you went first, you last. Little boy, that's facts. I'ma throw that cash to my money. You know what? Let me stop.
Let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain. Pain, can I kick it? Just the flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I ask. Can I?
Hey, could count on my power and look at my dogs from. It was way back then, could claim what you saw, but you weren't with us. The higher the climb, the harder the fall, but how did you get up? I done got rich, then went broke, then got rich again, just a little hiccup. I done been ballin' this pickup. Remember me being so bummy and being so hungry, I had to eat gristle. Ay, how did the little go miss? Ay, her she emergency mix. Met her at one of the functions, we caught a little rhythm. She caught up a friend, they kissed and we did.
Let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a ring. Kick it, yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it, yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain. Pain, can I kick it? Just the flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I asked. Can I? Before I went live, they ain't know what I was. Ain't no one alive that could do what I does. Need a light year just to catch my buzz. Need Sprite here just to catch my cup. Now they don't really talk about us. Now they don't really talk about love. Honestly, they ain't never seen too much. What's love to a guy with a bag? What's heart to a guy with some cash? What's pain to a guy that's mad? Said. What's broke to a guy with a mask? What's both to a guy with a plan? I just wanna kick it, that's all I ask. Like, let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain. Pain, can I kick it? Just the flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I ask. Can I?
set to kick off.
Two hard-hitting blue-collar franchises, one of the better rivalries going. The Ravens and Steelers are underway.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Mostert a first down carry. This will wind up only getting him a couple. And it'll bring up second down.
5-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up second and 8.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
The ball carrier.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Fancy footwork at the 45. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Ravens.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Tyler Lockett, 40 yards. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the two-point conversion. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he's got it. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more.
8. Steelers, nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
So good field position for the Steelers as they come up first and 10 at their 36-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Vick. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
On third down, Vick. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that will be incomplete.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
Here goes Vick on fourth down, being chased out left. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. First down on a pickup of 11. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. A run for the 4-time 1,000-yard man, Arian Foster. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Working out of the gun, Michael Vick. Open man, here's Foster. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it first and goal. 1 quarter down, 8-0 the score.
With the score, Ravens 8, Steelers nothing.
First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back.
Yeah, let's get sack one.
First and goal, Foster. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
Tackle made at the 5-yard.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. They'll try again down here with Foster. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on third and goal.
It's now third and goal.
Let me breathe for a minute, man. Let me breathe for a minute.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Let's go.
Punching it in from a yard away. And the Steelers are within a 2-point conversion of tying this game. And it's up and good. So maybe a bit early here to try to match the 2. They're content to trail by 1 at 8-7.
Steelers 7.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Lockett the return. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard stripe. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And this is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Is a turnover on downs.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they hand to Foster. And he stopped immediately there. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Third and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. This is the fullback, Sherman. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
3rd 3rd and inches, just turn around and hand it to the big guy and let him plow forward and pick up a first down. A lot of people think that the offensive line, they may almost take the play off because they got a big guy back there pushing forward. I think it actually works in reverse. I think they block harder because they love seeing that guy get the ball because he doesn't touch it very often.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and
2nd down at 5.
The Ravens 12-yard line.
Vic to throw it. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. To throw on 3rd down. Vic. This is caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So it's 1st and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1. They'll try and get it home with Sherman, the fullback. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. 3rd and goal from the 2, and they're going with a jumbo set offensively. The quick slant caught. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there in this passing game. It just can't get off the ground. And that play, they wound up losing yardage.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. The risk-reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
They'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave them with 2nd and a yard.
Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Here's 2nd and a yard. Vic on the bootleg. On the move to his left. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
17-yard line.
From the gun, Vic. Flushed out right. And now he's going to use his legs. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
4 yards. That's another Steelers 1st down.
Throwing, Vic. Dancing to his left. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. DK Metcalf there to make the grab. And the Steelers have taken the lead.
And that's exactly what you're supposed to do with good field position. You make the other side pay when you don't have far to go for the score.
And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line.
Steelers 13, Ravens 8.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Block at the return. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, and especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. And right now looking at a 3rd and 3. He may try and run for this. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Jackson. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Complete to Tyreek Hill. Out of bounds at the 28-yard line. A 6-yard.
4 yards remain for 2nd down. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
It's a loss of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming 4th down. It was Minkah Fitzpatrick that time to break that one up.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. From 19 yards away. And the Ravens have retaken the lead.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed. Way harder to cover than before.
Now this will make it into the end zone. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Pittsburgh. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play.
The Steelers on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. He can run for it, and he will. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a first.
How many times have we seen this late in the fourth quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
Now he dumps this off over the middle, and he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
36-yard line.
Vick will look to throw on first down, escaping the pressure right. He'll run it, and he is out of bounds inside the 35. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
On second down now, it's Foster, and he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. The Steelers on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and 5. And Vick's throw there incomplete. And that is too far out in front. He couldn't haul it in. Incomplete. So here comes the veteran Matt Prater in a big spot in this ballgame. This for the lead in the final stages. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And with that, they will move ahead by 2 here in the 4th. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
At their own 29-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter.
2nd and 2.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
And a Raven first down.
There to stop him, Terrell Edmonds.
Short gain, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely, this defense, they're saying go right ahead with those.
2nd and 8 at the 43-yard line.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A gain of 13, it's a first down. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. Mostert with a carry on first down, but he is not going anywhere as he is brought down well behind the line of scrimmage.
But they're certainly not neglecting their run duties as well as they ate up the blockers in front and allowed the secondary to get home.
Behind the chains, 2nd and 13. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts. You got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Now Michael Vick. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
10 at the 14-yard line.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Demarius Randall. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And I know I'm not breaking any news when I say that any road win in this league is a good one.
No doubt.
But it's a double bonus when you get a victory on the road in your division.